It's Sunday night. We're back at the office, and there's a very good reason for that. Bloodborne Alpha is on yet again. We are myself, Nick, and Magnus.
Hello.
And yeah, the last part of the alpha before was sort of cancelled, and now we have it again. And
yeah, we were on our way to the office actually to record this gameplay video for you when we found out that the alpha test was postponed at that point indefinitely. But Nick got a confirmation that it was today, and so here we sit on a late Sunday evening to record some exclusive gameplay from you from the alpha.
But let's jump right in. I have played it a bit on previous days, and you have not. So the idea is that you are gonna...
Yeah, so the angle we're attacking this from is that Nick has played the Bloodborne Alpha before, and I don't even have that much experience with the Demon Souls, Dark Souls formula. So I'm coming into this pretty new and pretty rookie, so we'll see how it goes.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
All right, first thing that hits you is these four. I would say the thing about even this alpha is that there might be even less explanation than there will be in the real game. Yeah. So you have the option of these four characters. I play through a little bit with each. I think we should start with the standard one, but don't press it.
The first one here, the Saw Cleaver and Blunderbuss, that was part of the entire preview material and the unveiling, right?
I will say my favorite were the one farthest to the right.
The Warp, that's the only guy that kind of stands out to me as looking much different than the other
So you can
classes.
see here all the characters they have two weapons basically, a melee and a ranged attack. And the first one is standard, the two next ones are sort of heavier, and the one on the right is more like agile, faster.
Yeah.
In general, this is a little bit faster than Dark Souls, but otherwise it reminds me a lot of how that feels.
Yeah.
But I think we should jump into that and we'll go back and try the other ones.
So does choosing a class here mean that I can't change my weapons?
I never got to change the ones.
Okay.
There's something where you
There's something for you.
There's...
This is just so Japan. You will begin the game with this character.
But I like because it's like when you're in it, you're in it. But,
okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do this class.
One thing I will say, you sort of have a way of changing your melee attack, and that's why you saw one that had a sword, and you can change that sword into a hammer.
Oh, okay.
Which is sort of a crazy thing.
So I think what we'll see now, I think from the opening cinematic or beginning video is that I think the sort of very gothic, dark art style is what really gets to me, firstly. And about the unveiling, which I found most interesting, was this sort of very bleak...
All right, so you're in the game now. And
that's it?
That's it.
Okay.
And so the first thing I did was I pressed all the buttons to figure out what happened.
I will do that as well.
So I wasted... Don't do that. Don't stop. Don't press anything. So I wasted, for instance, you can see on the top left, you have some items. The top one is your health potions. So I wasted both my health potions trying to figure out what that is. And that is your shot. That is a short-range shotgun. That is mainly for sort of, maybe I shouldn't explain too much, but it's not, doesn't do that much damage. The other thing is your melee weapon. Try pressing...
What's he doing? Oh, this is... Yeah, okay, so this is dodge.
You can press... I don't remember the buttons. So that was your health.
That was my health. Okay, but I only wasted one, so that's fine. I think this is sort of my basic attack. I just want to fold out my weapon. That's my range it.
Yeah.
That's another... That's
you have different ones, but you can also change your weapon into being a longer weapon. But I'll go down the stairs. What I tend to do... I think yeah, there we go. So then
that's nice.
Then it feels a little bit different.
Okay, so look at this, man.
I think on the left down here.
The camera is really light as well. It doesn't feel as heavy.
No, it's way faster.
Scavenge belongings.
I just wanted to show you this. This happens a lot where you walk and it'll show you like button prompts for it. And this is the other thing that I got that is pretty useful. I got multiple other things that I didn't use that much, but the Molotov, maybe you want to test where that is.
The Molotov,
Just if you test that now, you'll find out, where items you pick up are used.
I think it's triangle, but it might be the health potion.
I think that's another health potion. But it's up to you now what you want to.
I'm just gonna go because I can see that there's a guy out there holding that torch.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing can I converse with him before I fight? No.
There's not a lot of talking in this game. So that was your Molotov.
Hello, Alabama. That went well.
And you got a health potion.
Yeah. So there's also these View Spectre.
I'm not really sure what that is.
I think that's where other people died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
So this is.
I don't think it's necessarily that they died. You might know more about that.
Yeah.
But because the ones I've seen here, it isn't.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he died.
Yeah.
Okay. But it looked like. Yeah, I guess these are.
So this is very classical Souls style, right? It's weird that they didn't call it Souls. Why just?
But I think it's to make it a fresh universe. And
indeed.
in that way, even I only played Dark Souls a little bit, and I think.
Did you like it though?
Yeah, but it's like, if you play Dark Souls 2, and I was like, oh, should I go back and play Demon Souls or Dark Souls? And this is sort of like a fresh start, new universe, new story. You don't, you can start over on a new franchise, which is nice for me. One thing I will also say, I guess you could see it if you're watching the video, I think this looks gorgeous, and this is alpha.
I do think that this, from an alpha, because I've participated in a couple of alphas actually, and they do tend to look noticeably worse in alpha
and
stage.
some of them look good like this, but then there's a lot of bugs,
So
and I haven't noticed any bugs yet.
To me at least, I know that it's supposed to release in February, but to have this sort of visual fidelity 6 months from release is pretty impressive to me. So I'm gonna climb the ladder. Oh, look at these Gothic style buildings. It's really, really beautiful.
That's another thing I'm really looking forward to, this whole environment.
I have read a couple of things about this alpha, and one of the interesting things that a couple of places you visit hunt waiting ahead. So this is also
I started reading these. And I don't know how the messages work. If that's something people can write if they die, I never figured that out. I started reading these in the beginning, and then I sort of stopped.
I'm gonna
because it didn't help me a lot. I just generally need to be aware, just like
fear the people
from software.
Nobody would write that. Fear the people.
But in general, you need to be, ready. I have been killed by walking down the street, and then all of a sudden there was just a guy attacking me. And
no!
If you're weak, you're dead.
Yeah. Okay. So we're coming
ready.
up. Oh, there's something here. Quicksilver bullets. That's gonna be nice.
Yeah. So that's for your shotgun.
Yeah. There's a lot of these messages though.
Yeah, and that's why I stopped reading them at some point.
Fear the beasts.
Yeah,
I know. Whoa! Oh. Oh, that's a heavy attack.
Yeah. So you took a hit there. There's a thing now, I don't know if you noticed in your health. Also, you have agility, so you don't be moving if you...
Oh yeah, the green bar. That's the same as in the Souls games.
Yeah, so it matters. Another thing is your health. You'll notice next time you get hit, maybe. If you attack back, you sort of have a chance to earn your health back. But as you can see, it pays off to be more aggressive as well, because you can go in on a lot of these guys and get a hit in. Oh, he dodged you. So you get, it pays off to be a little bit more aggressive, although you still need to be careful.
How was it? Oh, okay.
And that's really good for sort of stunning enemies.
Oh no!
The shotgun.
One thing that is left from the Soul stuff is that one hit from an enemy can be really lethal.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
I mean, it's not that take it slow.
Yeah.
So there's a whole group of enemies.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, but they're sort of walking. Can I avoid this encounter altogether?
So, the interesting, I don't know how much I should say to you, having played through this myself. I would go to the left here first, and go back.
Okay.
So this was the gate you saw from the other side.
This is back towards the way I came.
Yeah. So you can open the gate here.
Yeah. Now, what I was going to say is one of the interesting images I saw from the alpha was that if you look up at a certain point, there is a humongous spider overtaking the city.
I think there's scary enough beasts here. As it is.
So I'm coming back now.
Yeah, I think this is just in case you want to go back now. It's opened, and I would still go the other way, but just so you have this door opened.
Oh man, this looks.
But it's really interesting how this plays off, because the first time I tried to sort of attack them more, and then I had a run where I tried to sneak by them. And I think one thing that's cool about this game is I feel like all the different ways of playing it is sort of viable.
Yeah. I mean, I'm easily impressed, but this looks just magnificent.
Yeah,
look at the fire there, and the entire lighting stuff. I mean, this is very impressive.
And I think they have something that reminds me a little bit of Last of Us here, where you know in that as well, you can kill enemies and then you'll get more drops. Yeah. If you scavenge their bodies. but you can also run by them, and and I feel like both are sort of. Oh yeah, I light you on fire. That's awesome.
You set me on fire.
Both sort of works because you tend to use, health by when you attack them.
Those guys can really gang up on you.
Yeah, so in general, it's really good to take one at a time if you can.
Yeah. But I mean, this is just sort of confirmation for me that you can't treat this like an action game. It's impossible for you.
Yeah, you need to be really good then. At least.
And I think one of the sort of key words that is being thrown around when you talk about the Souls series is methodical. And I really think that is true, that you have to work on one enemy and watch your angles and all that kind of stuff. So are we being thrown back?
I think we're back in the menu and then we can start again.
Completely from the beginning?
Almost. And that was one of the things that I didn't fully understand.
No, not really, but almost.
And this is where you spawn every time. And it's sort of weird because all the health you have used. So you start with what you had left, which is really weird. That was the experience I had.
So the same enemies.
But I don't know if
here we go.
that is a bug or what.
When before Dark Souls came out, I was actually the one to preview it for Gamereactor.
The original Dark Souls.
Yeah, no, Dark Souls 2 actually.
Okay.
And I played that and was very confused about what I saw, because it seemed to me that difficulty for difficulty's sake is a very tricky thing to get right.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, in a couple of days' time, we will have Lords of the Fallen, a game that really mimics this type of formula. And you don't want to make a game too punishing, I feel, because that'll set you off. And that's the same with me here. For instance, if I died 6 times here and I was thrown back as much as we are.
I was about to talk about that, because actually I was a bit worried about whether these games are something for me, because
See if I can take one of these down.
I'm a completionist, and I don't know, there's something about, like, you sort of have to accept that you can't do these, in a perfect run and all that. And I was a bit frustrated in the beginning because I died a couple of times. But it does, the other thing is, I also thought if I end up liking these games, they will consume me, which might happen with this. Because when I started getting the hang of the game, it's so rewarding. It's so rewarding. And that's the thing you're sort of going through now, where you have to learn how the mechanics work and how aggressive you want to be and what attacks you want to use. And remember, you can also change your weapon back to the other thing. And when do you want to use a health potion? When do you want to use a Molotov? One thing I will say that is also something you need to consider is whenever you're hit, you can see sort of the health goes down slowly. Like there's sort of, and that is actually something where if you attack them, you can sort of earn that health back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right away.
So I can suck sort of the...
So if you see where, like, you sort of see the white marker move down and then it's red above it, if you attack, you will lose that if you do nothing. But if you attack them and hurt them right away, you will earn that back.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. So, and then there's something like, they hit me, and then you should, be passive. But if you're aggressive, it pays off. So it's it's always this, like, you have to sort out how to play it. These guys, by the way, are super dangerous sometimes.
Yeah, but I actually I got this guy with the gun beforehand.
Yeah.
Those are pretty gruesome.
Yeah. You're using a lot of health now.
Yeah, but I'm gonna pull them back a little bit in case. You see, you can get one of these.
It looks like you're using the heavy attack a lot more than I did.
No, I'm using R1. That's not a heavy attack.
Okay, maybe it's just because it's the heavier of the two.
But I can pack it together again like this.
But again, it ended up working for me using the more agile character. But I think if you die again, we should go back and change the normal character, and then sort of you try the different ones here in the beginning, and then pick the one you like the best.
I'm quite. I don't really understand the appeal of the shotgun though, because
it's really good if they're attacking you. You can sort of stun them. That's how.
No, but to me, I haven't tried it where it actually stuns anyone.
It did work
doesn't
for me.
seem to slow them down.
Work for me.
Okay. But with a bit of trickery, I really do. I agree with you that the lighter attacks with the weapon folded down seems to be makes you a bit more nimble, a bit more agile. Yeah. So am I supposed to fight all these guys?
The thing is, I I don't know if I should spoil what I do, but I tried both things. You can definitely sneak past enemies, and the thing is, there's no clear mission of what you need to do.
Is there a sneak button? Is there
no.
But I can go up here, I guess.
One thing I'll also say: notice how much blood is on you already. You're just drenched in
I'm
blood.
drenched in blood. Yeah, and my little cloak thingy. Oh no, that's not good for anyone. Oh wait! Oh god!
And see how like you're losing health slowly up there now. That if you attack, see now you lost a lot of health.
Yeah, I got you.
So that's the thing where you're like sort of you feel safe, and all of a sudden there's a guy behind.
Look, there's a note here. Remember the hunter. Well, that's too late.
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. That's so awesome. Where it's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thanks.
Oh,
Thanks
screw
for the
you.
heads up.
Oh, look at that particle effect down there.
Oh no!
What the hell, man? Oh, that's insane.
That's amazing.
I got.
Should we go back and check out one of the other?
This game kicked my balls. Okay, let's try one of the other classes.
Yeah.
I want to do.
I think we should do them one at a time now. Just do the
all right.
beginning,
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. We have long time here.
Yeah. See how it's.
So what we're gonna do is to give you. I'm not very good at the game. I'll concede to that. However, we want to give you the fullest experience of the alpha we can. So we'll show off the classes, and then we'll get as far as possible.
Yeah.
And I'll probably hand over the stick to Nick, so we can try to show you
pressure.
as much. Yep. No, but
I think go jump out of this now.
Yeah, we're actually pretty sure. We're not quite sure, but we're pretty sure that some extra areas are unlocked from when you played it the first time around. So we'll try to get to those areas, I feel. So let's try with another class here.
But again, there's not a lot of information in general, so it's interesting to see how it all plays out. And I think that's sort of the appeal for the game as well.
It is the appeal. It's mystery.
And one thing I'm really looking forward to about this is I could go back and play Demon Souls and Dark Souls now, but I think part of those games, part of the experience is being part of the community and figuring it out when the game comes out. Where like now everything is mapped out on the game.
Yeah.
But it's also a game you sort of sometimes wanna, read a little bit on, but now there's just a guide, and I can't wait to play this and help figure things out.
Almost all of them are most fun when they come out. When people are confounded completely. You and I were.
I think you should just do the next one now and then try it.
You and I were incredibly into Destiny when it came out because there was no map or guide anywhere. Because how do you and I did the strikes together? How the hell do we get past this? And
how do the whole currency system work? And
I remember we were totally astounded by how you got past level 20 at the beginning. So I'm supposed to get a light on this gear.
Then I remember I got one piece of blue gear and it had light on. It's like, oh my god.
3+3 light. And then so your bar sort of. Okay, so here we are.
So now you have a pistol.
I'm hoping.
Try to fire isn't it a pistol? Is it still the... Yeah. So this is a little bit more ranged, but does less damage.
Yeah. Can I aim it in any way?
No. And that's the thing you gotta understand.
Oh, look! Wow!
Yeah. So again, you can change it between a faster and a slower one.
Have you seen Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
No, I've heard about it.
He has a hatchet, which is also a gun. But it reminds me slightly that he can.
I think you should run up, attack the first guy, see how this feels, and then I don't know if you want to do a couple of guys, and then jump back out and go through all the guys like that and try them.
I definitely feel less nimble now.
Yeah, it is slower, but it does more damage.
I did more damage.
I think if you make it the long one, you can actually one hit them.
But funny enough, it's. Right now, it's always the enemies that hit me first so I have to dodge and then kill.
For me, one thing that worked really well was instead of Dark Souls where there's a lot of dodging, but there's also blocking.
Yeah.
This is mainly dodging. I tend to.
You can't block with your weapon like
parry? I don't think you could.
No.
What I did often was either I saw that they were sort of not ready, and I would go in and get an attack on them, or I would go in and like sort of tease them and make them attack me and then hit them
that's
afterwards.
clever. So I'm going to try and use the gun now on this guy that comes out here. I'm going to let him... Yeah, I'm going to let him...
press X so we get that.
You see, there's no real... It's funny...
See how much it stuns in there.
Yeah.
You could run in and definitely get a hit on him. Yeah.
See, that went really well. Yeah. One thing that I've noticed you can actually, if you roll towards an enemy at an angle, you can dodge their attack, go under their blades.
One thing also works with that pistol is when you meet some of the guys with rifles, you can and they're attacking you, you can stun them at a distance and then get away.
Some damage on this.
Yeah, see, this is the way it works really well, but then you got to be careful of the guy. I waited for this guy to attack because he has the shield.
Yeah,
I think you should go out and try the other characters now.
Okay, so we're just going to do the characters real quick?
I think we should do this with all of them, and then you pick one.
1 second. I'm just going to try one more thing. I'm going to die here. I just want to see how it works when I do this.
Yeah, so
because this is really heavy.
Yeah, but see how much damage you can do to multiple enemies.
Yeah.
So. I love that they light you on fire.
Yeah.
I think because most of them are really slow and have big weapons. That's why I liked having something that was very different. You know?
Yeah, I understand. Oh, I really actually like it when it's there's a lot of range on this weapon. Yeah. And you can do this in battle as well, so you can switch, which I think would make boss fights really interesting because you can switch between the nimble short range, slow, high damage, long range.
And all of the characters has this sort of thing where you can change.
I think that's really. I do hope the first 3 classes we'll be testing for you now has the same appearance. I think that's a shame. Only the sort of witch doctor class that you like to the far right. I think
that will be different in the.
Yeah, I do think they will change the appearance of the classes. So let's go. This is the Kirkhammer Blunderbuss.
He was my second favorite character, just because he. Just go try to. So we load it.
Okay.
Just the moment of going in and seeing his weapon, which is like, this is somebody who has fun, who comes up with this.
Also, every character who has an enormous, stupidly enormous hammer is fun.
But
that's
also,
nice.
He can pull a sword out of the hammer.
Really?
Yeah, it's so.
You see what I'm saying about Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter? This is Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, the game.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, I like that. I can't. I'm forgetting his name now. Is that Miyamoto?
Who?
Miyamoto is the guy, Nintendo guy, but there's.
Oh, I don't remember.
I think it's also his name here, the guy from Farm.
Similar, but it's
okay,
not.
So now I'm attacking. His has a.
See, you have a hammer on your back.
Yeah,
so if you change it.
Okay, so I have a sword, and if I.
It's pretty fast.
Okay. Yeah. So now I'll press L1. What the hell?
Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing.
And he's the most diverse in that way. He has the slowest attack, and the sword is one of the fastest ones. And then he has the blunderbuss, which
look
is
at that.
awesome.
You can even combine. So this is R1, L1.
Yeah.
R1, L1.
Yeah.
Oh yes. I'm gonna like this. Oh, he light me on fire.
But again, I don't think it often pays off to have the slow attack. You know.
That's pretty freaking good. And so now I have, but again, confusingly enough, he has the blunderbuss from the first class.
Yeah.
So not too different apart from, because I feel like his sword attack, the light attack, feels like the first class when his weapon was folded in.
We don't know how it's going to be in the final game.
No, indeed, no.
I don't know if there will be more characters you can choose from, or you'll just be able to combine as you want.
Yeah, and also just as a note, different classes was only just revealed. Blood was only just revealed to have more than one class. So I think this is a pretty new. Wow.
Yeah, there you were too aggressive. Let's see, there he's so open that you can give him a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's down. All right, I think you should just jump out here already, because I don't want you to. I want you to have a short feel for each of the characters, but I don't want you to really get to know them.
No. Yeah, because we're going. We do have we have a lot of time left, don't we?
Yeah. We have plenty of time.
So
the alpha is 3 hours long. I don't know if we'll play for the full 3 hours.
No, we'll do some. We'll do until we're satisfied.
Yeah.
I at least want to try to see if we can get really far.
I think we should get at least as far as I did. I didn't finish it, but I think I was fairly close to the.
So while we're loading the new class, Nick, I wanted to ask you this off air as well. What have you been playing recently? You did the raid. You're only buried in Destiny, right?
I've been playing mostly Destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your love for that game is astounding.
It's a hate-love relationship.
Yeah, because I was overwhelmed with love in the beginning, and now I'm overwhelmed with tiresome.
I had a couple of days where I took a break, and then I'm back in. I'm doing the raid on hard, and
I want to do the raid.
I have 3 characters that's high enough level for the raid now.
No, I haven't done the raid.
So I'm probably gonna end up doing the raid 6 times a week, 3 like 1 for each on normal and 1 for each on hard.
Can I come on one of those? I just want to.
Sure.
I really just want to see it once.
I get that.
Because,
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, because if I've seen it once, then I know if I should get back into it, or then you can sort of. And I've been playing Alien Isolation.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
And that game's good.
Yeah.
It's best aesthetically. It's not as good when you get down to the nitty-gritty of the gameplay, but it's goddamn scary. And I went back and watched Alien because of it. So here we are again.
All right.
So this guy, if you know like the old Italian aesthetic witch witch doctor type noses there, which are used for the carnival now, he looks very much differently, and I hope that this.
All right, so right now you
so
have like
here,
a knife
very nimble, so I'm gonna press L1, and now I have 2.
Yeah, and you put your gun away.
Which makes me very nimble as well.
Yeah, this was what I used the most actually.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna let him attack first.
And you can do a lot of damage here.
Wow,
yeah.
Oh, that's good, but you use a lot of energy as well, I noticed.
Yeah, but you can...
So I feel like that you sort of pound an enemy, and then you retreat to let your energy...
And this was when you got him here, but if there's multiples, I would go in and do 1 or 2 stabs, and then get out.
Okay.
And then you would have enough agility.
I'm gonna continue with this class. I wanted what was as nimble as possible. So we're gonna go ahead with this class, and we're gonna gather some items, and we'll see how far we get. Because I won't die at the same place, because I know where they're. That's also one of the things with the Souls thing, is that it's a learning curve. So you know where the. Oh, sorry. I love that. You can.
See, and here you sort of have time to, even though you see he's attacking. There you were. I think you were a little bit too aggressive, but you actually managed to have time to get in and sort of hit him before he hit you, and you didn't take damage.
See, I'm gonna go in and be aggressive and then pull out. Yeah. So how did you say you did the guy with the shield again?
I would sort of go forward and make him attack me, and then I would roll out. But you can see his animation when he starts attacking, so you don't need to roll out that quick. Just wait for him to sort of maybe stab at him, and then as soon as he sort of swings for you, see there, now you can get him.
Okay, okay. That went very well.
Yeah.
And I'm not using my. Okay, so I'm gonna do what I did before, and I'm gonna walk slightly by
I would still go. I don't know if it pays off. If you ever use that gate, but I would open the gate still.
I'm just gonna go.
Again, I don't know what's most fun.
Do I have twin swords? I have twin swords. I'm gonna go directly for that guy.
I would see. Yeah.
One sword again. Why? You're putting him.
The other thing about opening the gate is you have a place to run away to.
I died. Do you want to try?
Sure, let me. I'm a bit rusty. It's been a couple of weeks since I played.
No, but I just feel like it would be more fun if we tried out both of us. So my fault is already now. I'm still treating it too aggressively.
Yeah, I think it's not just aggression, but it's the sort of rhythm as well. I feel you need to get into it. I feel like this is just like Dark Souls is very much about finding the rhythm of the enemies, and then countering that.
Yeah, it's just. It's funny how these games tend to work, because I come straight from Shadow of Mordor at home.
Yeah, it's very different.
But where the thing is that if you're not aggressive, then you're not going to build that hit counter, and then you're not going to get any executions, and you're done. Whereas this is very much, I know it's not the same genre, but if you're not careful with how you position yourself and when you do your attacks, then you're done before the fight has even started, I feel.
Okay, we have that. That was the faster. Okay, so
no, this is, L1, then you put your weapon away into 2 swords. And by the way, if you do L2 now, the range it button, then it does this sort of double attack.
See, this was throwing a Okay. So
how can you stun with the pebble?
Yeah. I think so. I never really got around to use that actually. I'm probably gonna do it.
No, but does this have? Do you know if this has a sort of in-depth crafting system?
I don't know. I picked up multiple different sort of items on the go.
Do you have a character menu?
No.
Or is this just?
I mean, I haven't seen a lot of this. Where was the roll?
Circle. See, I always think that this is sort of the dynamic with this.
Yeah.
Is that the more you die, the more you're annoyed and you want to get quicker back to where you were, and then you're going to die quicker.
I got really frustrated with that, but then sort of learning the way it works. And
I must say that I really prefer the blunderbuss to the sort of pistol.
Yeah, I would pick that as well, but I prefer these knives a lot.
Yeah, it's just that I want the spread damage because I can't really aim it properly. See, what are you going to do there?
One thing I will say, the only thing that sort of you can tell it's an alpha is all this ragdoll stuff with the characters.
Yeah, that's very weird.
But I mean, that's going to be fixed.
But I mean, good games have shipped with bad ragdoll systems. Just Cause 2, for example, the enemies were completely bonkers there. Yeah. They became balloons once you killed them.
So what I like to do here is I was way more stealthy here, and I ran down here. I don't know if we need to do this. I'm going to do it this time, and maybe I won't do it the next if I die. But
so it's actually. So we can see it's winter time. It is snow in the.
Is it?
Is it?
I don't know.
Because I feel like
I thought it was maybe like just from
charred fire. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So see how far these are away now. So I just ran up here actually.
The thing is.
This was the better run for me.
So there is no radar for enemies. It's completely. You just have to learn their position so you don't get backstabbed at some point, or just. Look.
You need to learn to be ready to...
There's an item over there, behind that. Yeah. Scavenge those belongings, Nick. So is there a chance for some kind of item drop in these, in the crates that you're... No.
I mean, there are in some of those.
So in case you don't know, who's watching, we don't know that much about Bloodborne because not a lot has been revealed to us just yet.
I also sort of chose not to read up on it. Oh, wait,
they're gonna come for you. Run up there. Yeah. Run up. Yeah, that's one of the guys.
Yeah, this was the stair.
Yeah, and he has a gun. He killed me before.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that guy. But so scavenge quickly.
Run up there. Yeah, you need a place where you can sort of funnel them in. There we go. Kill him. He's alone. You see, that's actually really cool because. Even though he's only one enemy, you used almost your entire energy bar on those 3 hits,
That's why
right?
you want to get...
Yeah, you want to...
see how like they're walking past now?
What's with that AI? I don't understand. These are sort of zombie-like. These are not real people. No. See, that's the fear I have of Bloodborne. My biggest fear of the game.
Is what?
Is the thing about Dark Souls was that honestly, it was too bleak for me. I think the greatest thing about, Dark Souls and Skyrim came out almost simultaneously. Same month.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Now I knew he was there.
Yeah.
But he got me one time where I'd gotten past all this. That time I'd actually killed most of these guys down here. I had run up here and was low on health. I was like, I'll wait with one of the potions, and then I walked here just slowly, and then he got me.
Yeah. I just feel like that maybe the city of Yharnam that we're in, which seems to be the main location of the game. It's just like the trailer was, there's a huge disease in town, so there's plague, there's demons, there are all kinds of bad shit, and you die constantly, and it's very dark, and I've always feel like in these huge RPGs, that if there's nothing to fight for, if there's no sort of central hub, where there's people that you can see, I'm doing some good for these people, then it becomes sort of pointless to me.
Yeah.
Oh, he got almost... Pull out.
Oh shit, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So it's actually... These zombie-type enemies are not that sinister on their own, but
Yeah,
as soon as they gang up on you.
They also hurt me there, and they had, one of them had like fire and stuff.
Yeah, but they seem
there's
like
one
very
way here where I
they
can
seem
sort of-
very werewolf-like in their design.
Yeah, I can.
So can you confirm, by the way?
Wait, did I just put the weapons away there?
What did you do? Oh, there it was.
I can put it away. Okay. What I take out the torch? Yeah, I don't remember. Oh yeah, here I can. Here I can change like the items I have. Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you have a torch now instead of your gun?
I can light them on fire.
Whoa.
I don't remember where that is though.
Is there a central hub available in the alpha, or sort of quest place?
I don't think there's any of that. Like, it's funny you're asking all these questions. I don't think there's any of this, and none of it is sort of explained. So the left and the right on the D-pad, I can sort of change my left and my right arm.
Okay, but you have nothing. So this might be the way you change your weapons if you gain more for your class.
I don't remember where. I don't want to sort of use.
But is there any? I mean,
if
I remember correctly, in Dark Souls 2, you had weapons with stats and sort of attack values.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Here, I can sort of light something.
Yeah, but you have nothing of that here.
No. I mean, again, I don't know if it's going to be in the game.
No,
I'm sure there's going to be some.
It's just if there is a character
there's none of that in the alpha.
Okay.
All right, so I got past this. Decent amount of health left. I found out. I walked over here. I feel like you needed to go through here. I went down here as well.
Yeah.
To that gate, and you can hear there's a guy on the other side. So I was like, okay, I need to get back in there. And I was like, how am I? Look at all these guys down here.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So what I ended up doing, as you can see here, a couple of these guys are walking sort of towards me, walking towards the gate. I ended up taking those out, which I'm going to try now, and then I can sort of sneak on the other side, and I ran past a couple of them.
Okay, but there is no designated sneak button. It's just if you
But the
stay
thing I noticed, if I walk like this instead of running, they hear you less. Let's see here.
Okay, so there is a sort of system in place.
Yeah. Also
now,
like
capture them now.
Also, see, there's a guy walking down over there. Two guys on the stairs. So you sort of want to pay attention to where everyone is.
Can you jump down there?
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing. But I don't know if I can.
Now,
I don't think I can get back up. Yeah, but I want them a little bit out, and then I'll see if I can sort of sneak up on them.
Yeah, but now you're going to take 3.
Oh. The thing is,
what the hell?
Oh,
those ranged attacks on you are. Oh, that's embarrassing.
I died. All right, we'll give it another shot.
Okay, so that didn't go all too well.
No.
But we'll get back to it.
Yeah. Another thing, of course, with alpha is the load time. That's always better in the final game.
But there we saw a couple of new enemies there.
Yeah. So I was thinking of talking to you about the dog before, but I think it's. I actually had hoped you would have discovered it like while you were playing. Because the first time I walked around that place, I was like, I actually tried to sneak past them, and sneaking past some enemies and then coming around the corner, and then there's a dog attacking you. I was like, no, and I died the first time. I'd finally gotten around it.
So how? Can I try again?
No, I want to do this one more time, and then I'll let you do it. I might even hand it over when I get past that area there, and then I'll.
So, essentially, the dog is perhaps more nimble than these huge enemies.
It's more aggressive. It's really fast.
That seems very. That might be a good place to have the blunderbuss, I feel.
Yeah, exactly. That's really an enemy. But I mean, I don't know.
Okay. It seems to me like they're werewolves.
I don't know. It's some
look at him. He has some sort of. I think what's going to interest me most about the game is almost the mythology, because what is that place?
Yeah, that's another thing for me. I can't wait to sort of
find out what the hell the story is.
Yeah, and again, that this is a new universe. It's not the old ones.
Yeah, but I mean, Sony's gotten a lot of positive energy around Bloodborne because they took the chance with From Software. So I'm guessing that this will be sort of a mainstay franchise,
Yeah.
which means we need to learn who the characters are, and I'm just hoping that there are actual characters in the game, because right now it seems this guy is pretty anonymous.
But it's also,
and there's no real villain.
If
yet.
there's more characters, then it's going to be, you know, in Last of Us there was one character, and that made also that story stronger because you're telling the story of a character.
Yeah, but I mean,
so
right now,
if you have multiple characters, it's going to be less personal in that way because they have to make it around.
But right now, I mean, there's 0 characters. There's none.
Well, there's multiple. You can choose between them.
Yeah, but that's not a character for a plot. I mean,
no, but that's because it's an alpha.
I'm hoping that there is an actual story.
I've never played an alpha where there was a story in it.
No.
And they also don't want to spoil it, you know.
Yeah. I'm hoping that we learn more about the story and the universe as we come up to release in February.
Of course we will, but I mean, I don't think.
That's a bit weird with some hit detection there. That he has to sort of wake up before you can attack him. But very nice there. They don't have much health though. No. Maybe they've made you a bit more powerful for the alpha, because I'm guessing
I think this is going to be, but this is the first area, so I think as you enter, as you get further, and even the enemies I've fought here in the alpha, you know, it's there's enemies with more health. You know, this is the start area. So. No.
Okay, let's go. So I'm still.
So remember, we have a guy here on the right, my friend.
Right there. I'm still very surprised at how many enemies there's actually down there.
Yeah,
I mean, it would be close to impossible to take them all out.
I took him out one time, actually.
Okay.
I did, but I don't think it's worth it. You get more, you know,
reeks of blood.
You get more out of it, but you spend more as well. Unless
you can take him down now. He has his back turned.
Yeah, but I'm more worried about this guy coming up here.
Oh, he saw you. No, there's 2 of them that saw you.
So I was like, I don't want to attack the next guy. And this is the thing where one time I ran past that guy over there as well. Like, I just ran past all of them.
Are they talking?
Yeah, they're saying something.
I have no idea what creatures we're fighting.
I think that, again, I haven't read up on it a lot because I want to sort of wait for the full game and sort of experience the story. But as you said, there's a plague, so I think they got some sort of disease, some sort of zombie, just like you had zombies in Last of Us that were not really zombies.
Yeah.
I think it's a plague sort of zombie thing.
Yeah.
Let's hear how I can if I walk up on him.
Oh, some jittery animation there.
He doesn't notice me until I'm all the way up here and I can actually take him out.
I like the fact that there's no like one-hit stealth takedown. Like to me that would really ruin the balance. What's behind the door?
You can see here, yeah.
There's something behind that door. Do we have bosses in the alpha?
Sort of.
Okay. Take down the dog. Very nice. Very nice.
And now I want to
run up the stairs, yeah.
F out of here. See.
Can't you fight them there in the narrow corridor?
I could, but I'm just like, I don't think that's worth it.
They're not going to stop.
I actually got them to stop, but I also just wanted them over here. Oh, I'm not doing well now.
Just use some of your resources. You have plenty of blood
I
vials.
wasted one. I should have stabbed one instead and then not wasted it right away.
Did he just regenerate some health?
I mean, it's the same thing with him that.
If you attack him and he can attack.
I'm not completely sure on it, but there's something with them as well where they lose health over time.
It does both feel and look, I think, a bit more accessible than the Souls series have been.
I think, yeah, sort of the beginning thing, but I think it's still not when you get into it. And
it's still not going to be easy.
And especially like these are the first couple of enemies, and just having to.
Yeah.
Also,
it's not going to be
I have played this a little bit before, so I sort of know it. I did spend more time. You can imagine how much time you would have spent trying to kill them first before.
Yeah. But still, I still think that people confuse the words accessibility with, I mean, a low difficulty.
I think it is more accessible, but still getting to this point has taken time.
But I think accessibility is that you're good at leading new people in. that can still mean that the difficulty is going to be crazy high.
But I think it looks still
looks. Look! I think that is the spider. If you. Yeah. To your left, up there. Look.
I don't see it.
Look, right there. It's up on the building. There.
Oh yeah, there it is. Jesus
Can we go and look at that a bit? I knew it was there. Oh, maybe it is a spider thing, but look at that.
That is disgusting.
We're gonna fight that at some point. You know that, right?
Also, the reason I don't want to do this too much is I want to show you this, and before,
What the hell?
Yeah, and I don't know if I stood here for too long that it would attack me while I looked up in the air, and I sort of didn't want that to happen. So
that's the guy knocking on the gate. Yeah.
And we don't have the sound very loud, so we can't hear it a lot. But look at how much blood there's on me, by the way.
Oh, there he is.
Me.
There he is.
Yeah.
Shoot him.
No.
Oh man, you have to take it slow. You don't take, and that's not even like a
see,
real
that
boss.
was the thing I was about to say before with what you said with damage. Oh, he got me. So that the enemies die fast.
Yeah.
This guy
takes a couple ways. Can I try?
Yeah, but this is also the thing where if you had one of the other characters, you could take him out, like give him more damage. So I chose a character that's more agile.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine doing that with a sort of elongated axe, the second class we tried. That's going to be really difficult.
But then you're more his speed.
Yeah.
Although your dodge is sort of the same speed. But
it seems to dodge to be the same regardless of how heavy your weapons are. I think
this guy is a little bit faster dodging, but I don't know. And again, things might change over time.
Okay, so yeah, we have some very, very crazy loading spikes, but... Oh, what? We're back here?
Yeah, that was the thing for me. Every time I played, I spawned here. And I had gotten a lot further than this and died as well. But notice as well, you have the things I had. So
yeah, have a bit more.
So you have more, but if I had used more health potions there, then when I had gotten back here, I would have been, like, I'd try one time where I was like, just trying to survive, and then I spawned back here and I had 0 of everything. So I was like, oh no, then I might as well start the whole thing over. I see you're also very aggressive now, which is going well, but be careful, because all of a sudden you're gonna,
how do I get to my, here we go. Yeah. Did you see that? Yeah. I'm getting better. I just need to be a bit more defensive. Yeah. I just feel like that I can take a lot out of these guys if I took him.
You can, but that's the thing where I really
Can't I lure them like this and then
but I
maybe
think you're being too aggressive. I didn't fight any of those guys, if you remember.
Okay, I'm luring down.
And that's what I was trying to say before is I sort of I spend a lot of time here sort of. But why are you shooting them?
Because I want to lure them away.
But why do you want to kill them?
Because otherwise they're going to stand in the middle and take you out like it was you with you.
No, they didn't.
See?
But you're also using all your stuff. I was trying to save all my items for later because I'm thinking later there's going to be tougher enemies where now you're not going to have any bullets for those kinds. So that's the sort of, I don't think, I will see when the game is done, of course, but I think some of the things are very much the same, but it's also very different that, it pays off to be more aggressive, but you still need to, it sort of pays off to be more aggressive and lures you to be more aggressive, but you also still get punished a lot if you do it wrong. So it's sort of, be a little bit more aggressive and you get a prize for it, but if you're then too aggressive, then you
get very much punished for it. So there's this guy who's coming up right here.
Yeah, you have to wait
one time, okay, he awakened instantly. So then there's this, I'm gonna take his quicksilver bullets here.
I think there's stuff on the right there as well, isn't there? Oh, I think you just destroy that, I don't know if there's anything in it, no.
I don't, hopefully there's gonna be something in those crates. Then there's one guy here.
I like actually the way this is gonna, we'll see how it is in the done game, but that you would, maybe there's something 1 out of 30 or 50
yeah,
of these,
indeed.
and then it's like, do you want to destroy it and make sound?
Here.
makes noise, so maybe the enemies will hear you if you're destroying all these things. The time that guy got me, I'm sort of regretting that I couldn't film it the first time I was playing it, because that experience would have been fun to see.
Yeah.
And also, that was the thing I was trying to say before. I spent a lot of time in this area sort of figuring out different play styles and how to, that I ended up getting past this way. Because I tried, the first couple of times I tried to kill everyone, and I don't know if this is the right way to play it, but it worked for me. But sort of learning that you don't need to kill everyone, which is the way you sort of play most games. You're sort of often told that the way to move past an area is to kill everyone. That is often what you do in games.
That's always what you do in games.
Well, there's a few where you don't, where there's endless spawns then or something. But this is a very different way of doing it. And I'm sure you can kill all of them and do it that way, but I don't think that's...
I don't feel like that's what the game wants you to do.
And I like that. I like that.
I do like that as well. It feels like it does things differently. In the sense that
you're running too much, I think.
Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah, but see, he turns around. If you walk up to him, you have more time to attack him. I mean, it worked here, but I think practicing that is really smart.
So what you did was jump down, walk up on the dog.
The thing I forgot to do is notice where the guys on the top up there is.
Yeah, but then again, as soon as you pulled them in, then it wasn't really a problem.
No,
because
but it's
two at a time is fine.
Yeah, but I think what could go wrong here is I sort of had them behind me when I ran away.
Yeah.
Make sure they're not in front of you. Yeah. Because then you're really in a problem. So
as soon as those guys are gonna, when they go to the left, I'm gonna go for it.
The other thing that didn't go perfectly last time, how I got it to work the times I played in the end last time was I had them behind me, and then the guy couldn't actually shoot me. He shot those guys instead.
Okay.
So you can sort of make it work that way.
So I'm gonna try this now.
But you see, he'll see you when you kill the dog. One time I also just ran past the dog. I've also taken the guys down here out a couple of times, but it's sort of, I don't know what's the right way to do it.
No. Dog. Done. Run. And pull. I'm gonna pull some guys with me.
And I think here you need, next time you need to start dodging before, because as soon as you run up the stairs, he's going to hear you, and then you want to dodge sideways. But see, they're not following you now. Yeah, not at all. So you can sort of get past this.
Wait, no, they're not. Okay, so there is a range.
And one time when I ran here, they stopped following me at that point. But so I think you can sort of kill the dog. I would next time. The perfect thing for me was walking slowly up to the dog, stab him, and then the guard would often not see me. The guy with the pistol sort of noticed that, and then I would walk slowly up and then start dodging, and you get past all of it. Yeah, that is crazy. But I mean, this
very
is
Lovecraft.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. That I can't wait to be part of the community, but also on my own. Don't you want to fight that guy?
Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly take a look around. What the hell?
Yeah. So.
Wow, those look insane.
So the first thing that happened to me here, I saw those and I was like, oh, what am I gonna? So I like walked over towards them slowly and I was like, oh, maybe should I kill them? And if I need to, I can do it. And then one of them did that jump like right in front of me, and I like freaked the f out. I got such a shock out of that bird, like crawling around. But see, the thing is now you're sort of forced back a little bit, and you're sort of forced into the other guy maybe eventually. The big guy.
They are unhittable.
No, it's sort of
there. One. Oh my god.
But I think this is different than when I played. Actually, I got a lot more damage. I lost a lot more health when they attacked me. One of those birds almost took me out with one attack when I played.
Okay, so they've already balanced it.
Or maybe it's just you play differently or something. I don't know. But I was walking slowly towards them, and then it did that attack, and I almost died.
Let's see if I got more Quicksilver bullets. What's up here?
But you don't want to fight that guy?
I know I'm gonna die.
No, you're not. This is actually the first time I died to him.
Okay. Okay, let's see.
The other times I actually managed to fight him.
Do I want to use my gun because I have 13 bullets?
I wouldn't do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna switch now.
What worked really well for me? Don't run. Sneak up and you can do an attack on him before he sees you. I waited for him to do the charge attack and then dodged out of the way.
No, I'm not gonna.
You see that rolled sideways, and then you can attack him, and then run. Now I did two, and then I got out. See now.
Yeah, but
hit him before you lose the life. See now you lose almost. In that period, if you attack him again, you get all your health back. Out. Yeah. I did 2, maybe 3, and then out. So now you should stand in a way where he can run towards you, and then dodge. Wait. Get him to a dodge.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna.
And now roll.
1.
And then you get him. And then away.
3. Okay, next time only 2.
Yeah, I think that's better. Wait here.
Come on, big fella.
You can also sort of roll almost towards him, but like that exactly.
Oh yeah, but he turns.
Yeah,
insane.
but if you can actually do that in a way where he can't really get you. You have almost used
I
all
know.
the health. I had 6 or 7 when you started. But see, you don't do a lot of damage with that gun. And in general, remember, the enemies are probably not going to get easier. Can you imagine if you get in one of those hits, it just pounds you?
You can actually stun him if you. Wow!
Yeah. There you're dead. Attack him.
Oh wait, I'm not down.
No, but you're losing health if you don't damage him.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So now you lost all your health.
I get that system now.
Yeah. And you have used all your potions.
Yeah.
And that's the sort of thing with those I talked about in the beginning that you attacked. You used a couple of potions because you took those out.
Yeah.
That, in my experience, they attacked me afterwards anyway. But if you sneak and then hope they don't attack you,
yeah,
that plays better for me. You'll sort of have to live with that. Sometimes sneaking doesn't work; they'll notice you and attack you. But most of the time, for me, it was better to try to get past, and then if they discover you, have to take them out.
Yeah.
So now you used all my potions.
Yeah.
Which means I will spawn with 0 potions.
Oh, too bad, man. You're the expert here. I'm gonna make it harder for you.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm an expert yet. I don't feel like
you are. You have. I mean, you're pouring out with good tactics. So.
Yeah, but I don't think expert is the.
Yharnam.
No.
Do we know if Yharnam is the only confirmed? Is that the only confirmed location of the game?
We know nothing.
No.
In general, if you have
it's
a
just
question,
weird that we know nothing.
You're welcome to ask, but in general, I expect to know nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
And now the key is not to play too aggressive, because we want to get past the area where we were before, but you need to play it slow and not rush this too much, or we're not going to make it, or we're going to make it there. Well, I have no health potions now, so there's not the fear of having to use those. This guy. See, I hate this where it's cool in the game that you go all the way up in his face and he doesn't even hit you, and he's sort of waiting on you as well.
Yeah.
There we go. It would be really nice with some health potions, please. No?
It seems, from what I can learn from the interwebs, that Yharnam is going to be sort of the central location, but it has areas that doesn't look like the sort of big gothic
What
building
I've
style.
seen from the story is also only set in Yharnam, but again.
And what it is that these people we're fighting here are actually, they are plagued people, because the plague is called the plague of the beast. So they turn into these beastly souls, but they don't know it themselves. So they're sort of walking around hunting beasts, even though they have become them themselves. I'll take that guy down. I think you have to hit him once, then he'll waken. Oh, there we go. You have to be an incredible systematic. It's really weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that was sort of what I talked about in the beginning. Like you need to learn sort of the system and learn
and get a rhythm on it.
Like there's a general system, but there's also the system of sort of each enemy, that every enemy type, you know, that you sort of need to learn how each enemy sort of their system is, and you know, some of them look the same, but then they can play a little bit differently, you know. And sort of what they have matter. You see the guy with his torch. Well, this actually matters here because then he might light you on fire or something. Like that,
yeah, indeed.
And what kind of weapon he has sort of matters as well. So sometimes it can be hard seeing what sort of weapon he has. So that's why I think in general, sort of walking towards an enemy, see if you can get a hit on him, see what his attack is, before you go too much all in sort of on the attack mode.
Yeah.
See if these guys here notice me this time.
But it's exciting to be...
See how like they actually notice me this time.
It's funny that they play the specters of other players even though you haven't pressed the X button.
Yeah. That sword. Did he have that the last time? I don't think he did. He had like a different one.
No, they're I think they're spawning quite different.
Yeah, and they might also versus the way they like move around.
No, they stand in the same place. They stand in the same place, but each enemy type I think is pretty randomized.
Yeah. Although some of them are sort of the same every time. Like this guy's the same.
The dog's always going to be there, yeah, and that guy's always going to wear a coat and a hat. It's weird. It's weird that sneaking is a part of the game without him. It doesn't look like he's sneaking at all.
I like that, but it's like walking quietly.
No, you got a Molotov cocktail. I haven't used those yet. Maybe you should switch those so you don't use pebbles.
Where was that? That was not here. That was...
That's D-pad.
Yeah, but it's the switch D-pad. That was the right, so it was down, was changing. But I actually like I wanted to try the pebble at some point.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. We sort of have no enemies to fight here. But look at the enemies up there.
Those two packs seem to have merged somehow.
Yeah, but, yeah.
No, those are going to walk down the stairs maybe.
Yeah, two of them are. I also tried sort of sneaking past them down here to walk past sometimes, but I mean, like standing down there and then hiding in a corner, that didn't really work. Alright, let's see here. The main problem with this area for me is actually the dog and the guy with the gun. Like those, I'm not a fan of.
Have you seen how much those guns actually damage you? It's half your health in one of those bullets there. But it seems that to me that...
Oh, I thought I did really well there and then I didn't at all. I died. I thought I had like the...
Sorry about this, viewers.
Yeah. I sort of had the dog like cornered and then I didn't.
Yeah. Well...
Do you want to try or should I do it?
Yeah, sure. I like this sort of very steep learning curve.
Yeah. But see how we've spent over an hour now,
yeah,
and we haven't gotten very far.
No, sorry about if that isn't good viewing, but we're giving you Bloodborne as it is.
I think this is a good way of seeing it, and also we're not going too much. But yeah.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. So the thing is,
do you want to play with the same character, or do you want to try a different one?
I want to try a different one actually.
Okay.
The thing is, I'm sort of used to my games being spoon-fed to me.
Yeah. With
huge tutorials and very much hand-holding during story missions and all these things.
I did give you a health potion and some more bullets that you can waste now.
But it's fun. It's fun to have a game that does none of these things. That I think there's going to be some, let's be honest, in the full game. But just this alpha thing, where
I think this worked perfect for me the first time, as the same way you spawn in. You spawn in, you pick a character, it says what weapons you have. No, I couldn't even see anywhere where it told me what the attack button was, which was why you sort of press all the buttons, and what does this do, and then... I really enjoy that and sort of trial and error, because the thing about here, every time you die, it feels fair.
It does, because you can immediately identify your mistake. Yeah. I was too slow on the attacking. I didn't read my enemy.
Or like, for instance, now I was like, okay, I'm going to try to sneak the dog. And then he turned around, and I was like, oh, I hide here and didn't look at me. And then I did move wrong, and a guy got a shot on me because they hurt me, and then I died. So I sort of read the movement wrong, and that's why I died.
Yeah.
The thing about this, though, is you get punished so fast.
Yeah, that's that might be what's gonna scare me.
Yeah, it is what scares me about this. Oh, you were being very aggressive there.
See, one thing I also learned about this weapon, the heavy weapon, it's better to have, instead of doing this,
it's better.
Then it's just one and just one again. It's actually faster.
Also, if there's multiple enemies, you hit all of them with that move, which can be really good.
Yeah.
But notice like the small knives could actually also do that. If you sort of got into them, you could hit all of them with the knives.
So we're not getting the full sound effect here, but before we got on air, we got to hear a bit of the music, which is completely terrifying. I actually think that this game has some really elements of horror in it. I don't think it's all just, you know.
No, I think this is the horror that I liked. That also when I played Alien, that sort of we did the live stream and it was only the first couple of hours, and you know we didn't really get to meet the alien. We saw it, you know, once killing another guy, but that was sort of it. And that was actually more scary, even though I didn't react to that way. And I think people watching the stream were wanting me to get more scared. That was sort of more scary. It just wasn't the jump scare, because I think the atmosphere is way more scary than a jump scare that's 1 second. Like a 2-hour experience where you're sort of scared all the time a little bit is way worse and way more fun.
Yeah.
And but that's what this sort of have, that atmosphere where you feel for your fear of your life the whole time.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm playing Alien Isolation now, and it is sort of that, and I feel this has the same sort of tension. You know, it focuses on atmosphere, not on action.
And the other thing with this is the further you get, I've gotten way further than we are now. And experiencing that no matter how far I died ahead, you spawn back at the beginning.
Yeah.
You really don't want to die.
When it's like, for your life,
when you've gotten like really far and it's like, look at all the potions I have. Look at all this stuff. I've gotten this far. I don't want to die.
Yeah.
Don't kill me.
See, I think, there's one there that just took his chances. I'm not going to take my chances with these enemies. I'm going to let them walk straight to the pyre.
And you don't want
to
go up there and take the guy out on the right. I was sort of thinking about that as well, if it's worth it.
No, I'm not going to get that out of it.
I'm also thinking I might do that next time I play. Just run past all this and see what happens, you know? I don't know if you can...
See, the thing is, when I'm playing, when I'm only one-on-one with these, there's no point in folding out the axe.
No.
Just gonna go up here in case I want that item there. So that guy's gonna come at me. See?
I love how he like steps back as well.
Yeah. A pebble?
I think we should try the pebbles at some point. Like, not maybe now, but...
Yeah. So now this guy, I remember you.
Oh, so he gets so far, you know? Like, you really have to be careful. It's not just dodging. You need to roll back several meters to actually survive.
Yeah.
That time, the first time where I was like finally gotten past the group, and then I walk over here and the guy just
just completely crushes you.
It takes so long for you to die as well before it loads you back in the screen, and then I was like, oh my god.
See, I'm not gonna take out that guy because these are gonna run up at me, and I'm gonna take those first. No, and run.
The thing, you find it on here. I would not dare it. I would be so afraid of everyone hearing you. All right.
Oh yeah, blood vials. Yeah. And now I'm gonna run up to this guy silently, and do I have my weapon folded in? I have, because I want 2 quick hits on this guy. Come on.
I feel like this is a game I wanna. Like the more I see it, the more I play it, the more I can't wait to sink a lot of time in it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun live streaming this game.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
We're sort of experiencing it with people watching, and that can sort of help, because you also get to points where like, what am I supposed to do here? And having the chat sort of like help with suggestions and what to do and tactics and and not definitely. That they know it. It's just that it reminds me of that thing, just like we're doing now. Like I played Tomb Raider with my dad when I was 10.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would play it alone. I would call my dad, like, I'm stuck here with this puzzle, what do we do? And sometimes we would spend hours on it together where we're like, just having multiple eyes on it, sort of sorting out the puzzles together.
It was really, I mean, it was really simple. It was just difficult. Games are, when games are difficult, it calls upon...
no explanation. You'd just be in a room where like, what do I need to do? And sometimes it was something stupid that of course you should see, but that experience is super fun.
So I actually found my tactic to be quite all right. But I need to start dodging earlier when I run for the gate.
I think
so
it's not only a little bit earlier, you also need to sort of dodge a little bit more sideways when you get up there. I would run for the dog now, because I waited for too long and it didn't work. But you got a hit on me. Run. I think it turns now. Roll sideways, Nice. See how you managed to dodge that? Awesome. That far you don't need to. I think when you shot the first time, you're actually sort of quick.
Oh, that went really well. I'm really pleased about that result.
Yeah, that was nice.
And a blood vial, okay, and we are not followed. That's good.
And that's the other thing.
I'm not going to go for the crows this time around because I mean, what I got out of it.
I think you should take out that guy and show how to beat him.
Okay.
We need to do that.
Okay.
And just to sort of spoil it, the other way you walked, and the reason why I said that is moving on in the level.
Okay.
So this is sort of the area.
But we need to take this guy out.
I don't know if you have to do it, but I think we should, because it's sort of...
Okay, so run at me, bruh. West Side Story, bruh. Come on.
I think you,
he's not. He's gonna go for a straight attack. So
this guy...
No, that's not gonna work for me.
No. Well, I think you're doing it right. You just need to remember with this weapon, you only do one hit and then you roll away. And I think you should use the short one to have the speed against this guy.
Yeah, but I wanna get him back here. Otherwise, I'm gonna pull him straight to the.
To the crows.
Yeah. So I want to get him in that charge mode.
Yeah, for sure. But I think the other thing is fine as well. Go up to him. Whoa. And then give him an attack and then roll away. Run away.
I can't. 2 hits is too risky.
Yeah, do one. And that's the thing about this and Dark Souls. Maybe you could get 2 hits in 9 out of 10 times, but the 10th time, which might not be the 10th, it might be the first or the second time, he's gonna kill you when you try to do the second one. And it's way better to do, you need to play it safe. And be aware of your surroundings, as you said. Don't roll over to the crows.
Yeah, indeed.
Keep him in the area.
But it's, I mean, you described it perfectly in the beginning. Yeah. It's rhythm. It really is just having the flow of combat.
And learning this monster's, so the rhythm as well.
Yep.
Where you have the charge attack, you have the normal attack, you have that thing where he sort of jumps as well.
I think he has 6 or 7 commands, and if you don't have all of them on your backbone, then you're not going to beat him.
And it's
very
also
simple.
why you don't want to try to do for the 2 damage ones, especially in the beginning, because you don't know if let's say you've seen 2 or 3 attacks, you're like, okay, I learned it now, and then all of a sudden he does a 4th one, and then you die.
And then you're done.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm in unexplored territory for me, so I'm gonna be really.
And that's the thing now where it gets you like, if you die, you spawn back in the beginning.
Yeah,
so
and
like, I don't want to die. I want to see this new area.
Okay, so I'm gonna be a bit careful with where I run because we learned that these enemies are placed like bastards.
Yeah. What I did the first time I got to this area, actually, I didn't run, I walked. And I would often walk up to sort of a corner and sort of peek around the corner. And like you would, in the real world, if you're in a war, whether it's a sword or a gun you have, where you would sort of check your corners.
Yeah,
I would walk up and sort of check left. I would check right as well before I walked up, and I would be like, what is going on? Oh, see, there's another dog. There's 2 dogs actually.
I'm gonna
no.
I'm gonna get that dog.
Just there's 3 dogs in a guy.
Yeah, but these 2, that's a patrol.
Guys.
So
3 guys. So notice how the first thing that happened was you had guys, then you had a dog. Now you're in an area with 3 dogs.
So are these gonna come towards me, or are they gonna? Because can I run out and take that dog out over there?
If you want to take the dog on the right, I would wait for those to walk away.
Yeah, because I'm gonna. But the thing is, I think a place where this weapon, he's seen me. How's that possible?
I don't think he has. I think they just.
He fired his gun. Yeah. Is he coming down for me?
But it might. That's the thing. You hear sounds. It might be in a different area. You also hear like weird sounds from them when they're like grunt or sounds like someone is fighting. And
yeah. Okay.
That's also the thing. Have they seen me, or are they fighting each other, or what's going on? It's
the
uncertainty
really
and builds the atmosphere.
But then again,
You could also, this could maybe be an area you want to throw a Molotov on the group.
So how am I supposed to throw it?
I think that's square.
Square. Okay. So I just run up to him and try to throw one out?
I would walk slowly.
I'm gonna take that dog out.
Watch that they don't see.
Yep.
I would try to throw on them first because I think you might not be able to run back now. Yeah, see.
Yeah, but it takes time for him to get that Molotov right.
Yeah.
See that? Yeah, I really. So I actually think they lose sort of sight of me.
Yeah.
So now we're down to 2 guys, 1 dog.
2 guys, 1 dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's still you're being a little too aggressive, and you're being a little bit too aggressive with your items as well. I would save them more. It's all. I mean, that might just. I ended up having 50 health potions left in Tomb Raider when I was finished with that game. So maybe I am being too sort of passive with that. But I just fear getting to a monster and really need it. You know.
Yeah. So how do I get to?
But now it's that guy, and that should be sort of easy. You know. It's.
I should have a dog left.
Yeah. But again, it's in the corner. I would walk slowly towards it. When you're a couple of meters behind, I would rush it.
Or maybe fire my gun.
No, I wouldn't do that.
17 bullets.
Yeah, but it takes time for you to shoot. You can do way more damage.
Oh, I can actually completely sneak up.
Yeah.
Oh, but that dog has insane the way he reacts once I hit him the first time.
But the thing is, there's another guy.
Okay.
It takes time for you when you shoot before you can attack. So I don't think that's worth it, as the gun doesn't do a lot of damage.
No, you're right.
I think the gun is really for like sort of crowd control. You can tease someone to get at you.
Yeah.
All those things.
But I mean, it's insane. With a lesser tactic in this area, I would have been instantly killed if I ran in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a lot of games do this.
No, and it's sort of the thing that now there were like 4 guys and 3 dogs. Any one guy will kill you if you play that one guy just a little bit wrong.
Yeah, you're being so punished for some tiny mistake.
I like that. I like that.
Okay, so we're coming up here. I think I've seen this from the preview material. I know there's new enemies here. There's one guy.
This area was awesome as well. I really
one guy over there. Oh no! I'm not gonna enjoy it.
You just know that's not good.
I'm gonna try walking over here so I can back off later and take out that guy. I have no idea what he does. Is there another? No.
And that's the other thing. There's statues everywhere.
What? What the hell? He's an ally.
Yes. That sort of freaked me out a little bit in the beginning.
So I should go and hit.
That's what I did as well. I ended up.
I really need. I'm gonna need his assistance here.
The thing is, watch it that it might turn on you. I sort of used him a little bit as decoy, and there's another one as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
back. And
back.
I was like, I want to help him while he's alive. So.
Oh wow! Wow!
Attack!
Wow.
Attack! So you get your health back. Yeah,
I'm dead.
Yeah. So.
What the hell?
So the point for exactly like you were thinking, completely like I would, where you're like. The funny thing was you shot at him and then he still like just attacked the other guy.
But it's just I wanted to
really
exploit the situation.
Yeah.
Oh, he's an ally. They're gonna notice him.
But you shot him before you knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Where I still played a little bit slower, where I'm like, I want to see what he does, and I feel like I can always dodge, and the bullet doesn't do that much damage. Or it's my turn now.
Can we, for the sake of getting far, dodge the boss guy? Not spend time on him?
I think we
can.
Can
you walk directly over the plaza?
I think you can, but the thing is...
I just want to get as far as possible.
With this character. But the thing is, now you're talking about sort of running through areas, and what if the other guys in the next area with the 4 guys and 3 dogs, if I need to roll back, and then I get rolled into that guy, and then we're going to die, and then we need to start all over. So I think the thing, for now, for us, in general, when you play this game, is... don't think you can shortcut anything.
No.
You need to spend the time on the enemies, and that's the way it is. I think maybe we should... I still prefer that one character, but maybe we should actually do maybe this guy.
That's your choice. I really like the hunter's axe, the big axe.
I don't... this is probably my least favorite guy. This guy is still my favorite. I'm going to go with either of these 2.
Kirk Hammer and Blunderbuss.
Okay. I think I'm still way better with the fast guy, but and I'm probably gonna end up spending most of the time with the sword. But and the thing is,
so for the people interested in Bloodborne, Is this the final alpha, you think, or is there going to be a beta as
No,
well?
yeah, that's probably. I wouldn't
Probably
be
going to
surprised.
be a beta.
The thing is also in the material, it's called sometimes this is called the alpha and sometimes it's called the beta. So I don't. Really know.
Okay,
but
yeah.
I don't know.
But
I could see
you-
them do a more public beta.
Yeah, because this is, as far as we're concerned, as betas and alphas often are, is to test online structure, how the servers will cope under heavy pressure. That Drive Club could have used that.
But I don't know if that even would have helped that.
Yeah,
And the thing is, it's hard to actually stress test things proper. I'm sort of surprised actually that Destiny did as well as it did.
Destiny did incredibly well.
They have like 3 million people playing every day.
3.2 million every day.
And on average,
And Drive Club
people,
couldn't cope with
but they also have way more
10,
money.
yeah, but the 10 people buying the game.
But there's way more people, and actually a lot of people who have been talking bad about it before have actually ended up, I'll play the 3 versions. So I could actually see that.
Are you going to pick up those pebbles?
Didn't I do that?
No, just over, right there, to your left. The pebbles, 5. But that is the pebble only to distract.
I don't know. Again, nothing is explained.
No. But I'm guessing, the word pebble means a very small stone. So I'm guessing it's not going to do much damage. However...
But again, I could see way later in the game that it would mean something else. And
Very
that's the
much
thing.
so.
I'm thinking maybe the gun will that you need to, you can... The thing about this game that I could see still be the case as it was in Dark Souls, I wouldn't be surprised if the developer sort of lets you cheat the game if you can.
Yeah.
It sort of builds a world, and if you can glitch something, or it's not really glitch, but like figure out a way that wasn't intended, well then they let you do that. So let's say you need to walk up and hit something. Well, if you can actually manage to hit it with a pebble from a kilometer away, they'll let you do.
Yeah.
So
but that's only the best of game designers that do that. We provide you with a world, with challenge and tools, and then you do.
And that's why I don't want to, use too many items as well. Because I'm like, maybe I'll find some situation where I'm like, oh, a pebble here would be amazing, and then I want to have them. I don't want to waste them on enemies where I don't feel like they're really needed.
It's still so caricatured that agile sort of leather-wearing character is having Stonehenge on his back.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think that looks great. Yeah. That motion, putting the sword
amazing.
in that.
Let's actually see here. We can put the sword away, and we can actually do this instead if you want.
Is that just with his hand?
Yeah, and you can also do this.
I like the torch.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you set any enemies on fire. You seem that you need to be very close in order to do that. You see?
I don't know if that's really worth it.
He doesn't. No, I don't think it is. It's mainly an enemy weapon, I feel.
And that's the thing about this. Maybe it's stupid, but I've sort of found my way with the weapon that works, and that's dangerous. But it's also, it's a very good thing, I think, where you sort of.
You actually you stun him on every throw. Even though you hit the shield, he gets pulled back just a little bit when you hit him with the hammer. The ragdolling is so fun.
They need to still fix that. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the sword as well. I mean, and I could totally see in the final game that you would actually find weapons.
Yeah.
Maybe you can change those around.
I hope so, because you can in Dark Souls.
Maybe you will just pick your character and you will actually just start with not all these different weapons.
Yeah,
maybe they want to show these off.
Yeah, maybe you don't even have that stone and you unlock it. But we don't know, because alphas are sort of it's not even just a slice of the game. The alphas are often...
It's the first version of the game that's playable.
Yeah, but because it's the first version they put out, because the game will play similarly to this, almost identical to this, in fact. However...
Well, again, we actually don't know that. Some games change a lot.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, we don't even sure that this location is in the game, or whether all these characters will make it. I mean, if it's an alpha, significant changes could be coming. However, a beta is often just online structure. Let's stress test this and see how it is. I mean, Evolve, for example, has a big beta in January before it comes out in February. I mean,
but the thing is also, alpha and beta has sort of been watered down what the actual word means. Because like people like some
PR
companies,
don't know what it actually means for programming.
but they're also using it to sort of say, oh, this is an alpha, and then they can sort of use that, not just the PR.
As an excuse, because then they are not accountable for anything. It's an alpha. It's just an alpha.
I mean, there's a lot of things with that, but yeah.
I mean, even for Steam Early Access, they use that word, I think, a bit too much. It's just an early access alpha.
But an alpha is first playable build.
Yeah. The first input of the game where you can put in controls, and beta is then the basic structure is complete. Oh yeah, we forgot him this time around.
But see how when I attacked him, I actually got health back. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah. And I just read, actually I've been cheat sheeting a little bit while we've been talking. I've been reading a bit about it on my phone, and I just read about that system.
Yeah.
A lot of controversy about that system, because that seems to be, for many fans,
the most
anti-Souls addition to the game, that you can gain health back, because in many eyes of the Souls fans, this makes it too easy.
I see that, but I don't think there's many things with that. This is not a Souls game.
It isn't.
And I think people.
But it is.
No, but it's not. It's similar, but that's like the people Respawn making Titanfall. That has a lot of things in common with Call of Duty, but it's not Call of Duty. So you got to remember that. It's just because something was in Dark Souls doesn't mean to me it needs to be in here. And yeah, in some ways it's gonna. You could say it's easier, but it's also sort of tempts you to attack when you're weak, and that could kill you even more.
Yeah, stick your neck out, and then you'll be rewarded for it.
And
is that some kind of explosives that's down there? No.
But so I actually like that. I tend not to use it a lot because I think it's dangerous to do that. But yeah.
Well, I can understand where the Souls fans are coming from, in the sense that if you lose health, then you should lose the health regardless of what your action is.
I don't know. I like this system actually.
I've not played enough to make any decisions.
I think it's also, again, people are making decisions in that way from an alpha. We don't know how it's going to be in the final game.
We have no idea.
And just saying that it's going to be easier, well, people don't know yet.
Well, the only thing that we know from this alpha is that it's about balance, and to me, so far, it seems like balance is the key word here.
I don't think it's helped us a lot in situations.
And I'm.
You see how I almost died there.
Yeah, you need to run. You really need to run now. And the dog's not dead. He's gonna keep firing at you.
I almost died there.
Yeah, I know. I got 0 health almost. But then again, it's fun because your entire health bar was orange. So with one hit, you could have restored.
I was basically dead there.
Yeah, but it's
that's
just how good the system is. That if you had been very bold, then you could have, with one hit, you could have changed your situation completely.
Yeah. Oh shit! You got me.
So if you're just tuning in, we are both of us getting completely crushed by Bloodborne.
I will say it is also a little bit harder when you're having conversations while you're playing.
Yeah. You are, gladly we're not on camera.
No.
But we're still having to talk about what we're doing. And I feel like sort of the eerie, tense sort of mood of the game. If I were playing alone with headphones, I would be more careful.
Yeah.
And not, because right now this is 3 hours of alpha. We have 1 hour left, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Then it's gone.
Yeah.
And probably we won't see it until it comes out February.
No.
So this is the hour. So we're trying to show you as much as we can. So we might be more hasteful than we otherwise would be when we're playing.
I think it's always a different way of playing. If you're just playing for fun, if you can sit and you can stop when you want, you don't need to. Think of anything else, and you can listen. Like a lot of the things about these enemies, you can actually hear them before as well.
Yeah.
And we can't sort of use the audio cues here, but
this hammer is really cool.
Yeah, I like this character a lot. I mean, and I think that's the thing about the characters. I prefer the two characters that are the most, extreme, the slowest and the fastest.
Yeah, I understand. I'm still oh, I'm
So
quick
you
this
almost
time.
ran down
Yeah,
there.
I'm very quick this time. That's why. I think the one gameplay mechanic I'm really coming to grips with is how I use my ranged in the best possible way. Because I feel like that's one of the mechanics that really require practice. When to shoot, when to save your bullets, how to use the stun. Because to me, the blunderbuss is more damage, but it doesn't stun. I would rather have a stun so I can get in with my.
I think the blunderbuss can actually do damage up close. Like you can actually use that for a little bit of damage.
Yeah, because that.
But the pistol for me, again, we don't know how it's going to be in the final game and all that. But I feel like that I could see that ended up being sort of in a similar way of how you can use the gun in Alien, where the gun is sort of useless as well. But what you can do in Alien is you can go into a room, you can fire the gun and run away, and then the alien would kill everyone in that room. If you manage to hide proper, all your enemies, all the human enemies will be dead. And I could see this sort of working that way here, where you could, if there's a couple of guys standing, you could try to shoot them from a distance, and then maybe 2 of them instead of 10 would run towards you, and you could take them out, you know, a few at a time. And you can, I could see it ended up being that you can use the pistol in that way.
Yeah, I think you're completely right. The thing is, I'm playing Alien, and I think one of the great things about it is what we just discussed is that it has a world, it provides you with a couple of tools, and then you can actually use the alien as an ally sometimes, and you can use the other characters as allies, and you can sort of feel when you do that, okay, they didn't intend me to do this, but I'm doing it anyway. And I still feel that the Bloodborne has the same. Maybe we aren't supposed to, they didn't feel like we should use the heavy attacks here, but we do it anyway, and we find our own path. That's, I'm gonna do the same now, because this seems to be...
I think Destiny is doing that a little bit as well, but it seems like they're not really sure how they want to...
He's attacking me through the fence, that's a bit
how
annoying.
they want to do that, because you often come up in areas where you see, you know, 2 sort of races fighting each other, and then you can sort of decide yourself if you want to jump into the action or let them kill each other a little bit first. You see the same in Shadow of Mordor. And at the moment, for instance, there's sort of an easier way to kill the final boss in the raid in Destiny. And so far they haven't patched that out. Where
blow him off the ledge?
Yeah, and we'll see if they patch that. I feel like it's not really a glitch. It's sort of a trick that they would let happen in this game, where as long as it's, you know, they've set up the rules and, you know, this is a monster you're fighting that's afraid of something, and then you throw that down in front of him, and then he falls off a cliff. Well, I feel in a way, I like that if they let you do that, because it sort of still makes sense in the game, in the world, in the game. You know, it's not that something is broken. It's not really a glitch. It's just they have set up the rules for this, you know, enemy and for this area, and it just happens to be that he's standing in an area where he can fall off, and I like that you.
It's an incredible dynamic. Yeah,
that you can play a game where it's not about, you know, it's not just about, okay, I need to find out how I can damage this. If you can actually beat monsters or enemies way better, maybe, if you're good at that, if you're smart. You don't need to kill them the normal way. If you can outsmart them, you can kill them a different way as well.
It's also like, I think people are very quick these days to point out bugs and glitches, but sometimes just because the game isn't reacting the way you think it would react, it's not the same as though it is littered with faults.
No, I actually think that's better. I would like that more in games, where it's not, you're not supposed to figure out the way the designers sort of wanted you to defeat an enemy. It's more a world where you need to sort of learn the rules and figure out what way you can defeat it. So there's not a wrong and a right way. If you can figure out a different way, that's okay as well. It's for some games it works, and some I think it doesn't really work. But for the games where it does, I really like that.
Come on, one hit.
So you're using the hammer.
You see, that's just a lot of damage. No, off. Come on. Oh, he turns around
that's
there.
That's what happens. Well, he sort of does like a swing that's really...
Oh, what? Oh, come on. I'm gonna have to use one here. Yeah, that one is really tricky. I don't do as much damage as I would like.
I love that he also doesn't get stunned as much, because he's bigger.
I'm too aggressive.
Yeah, way too aggressive. One thing I was wondering about with this could be an area where I could see maybe the gun could work, yeah. And I wonder if he's doing the charge attack, if you shoot him, if he stops, you know? Because then, especially the blunderbuss could be really useful. You're dead, you're dead, you're
gonna die.
You need to use a potion now.
Yeah, I need to.
And I like that that also takes time. All of it is not just an instant health, you know, the animation takes time and it takes time before the potion has an effect and all that stuff, you know? Oh, he does it in like a block thing there.
Interesting.
Oh, you're in a dangerous situation there in a corner.
Yeah.
I think you can take him out now.
I will.
Yeah, but I think if you just if you do a couple of hits now, he'll die. Oh, so dead.
I wanted to get my health back, but I'm not.
I get that. Oh shit. Oh shit. See, but now I'm really annoyed that you use all those potions because now
I'm getting very frustrated.
Yeah, I was through this as well, and then I sort of got past that.
I'm really frustrated right now.
But I think one thing that you need to do, and again, I'm not trying to pretend I'm an expert. I think you need to use less potions, and then if we die, we die. Because then the next time we spawn, we have the potions. Now we're just gonna make it even harder on ourselves.
I wonder if the game's gonna be like this, or if this is just the alpha.
I think it's gonna be exactly like this.
Okay.
I think this is the easy part of the game.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna do a half an hour more.
Let's see how far we get. I sort of want to get past that area.
Yeah, the wolf area, a werewolf area with the ally. Yeah. So you're gonna I think you have the better chance of getting there. So.
But again, I'm way better with the agile guy.
So should we switch now?
No, let's do this guy. Lost a lot of health there. Well, some health.
It's not that much in the grand scheme of things.
No, but it's a stupid place to lose it.
Yeah,
I need to not be impatient now.
Okay, let's give it a real go. Okay, that guy's going down. Remember, you can use that to stun him even though he has a shield up. So I would just give him another again.
I see the dangerous thing is that
that he was starting to hit you.
He almost got me, and I would have lost a lot of health.
You stack up the Quicksilver bullets. I just want to remind you that we get a lot of those during this run, so you can use them with a bit more.
But again, I don't want to use them unless I sort of feel like I need to, because again, we don't know if we get them every time. We don't know if all of a sudden we don't get them, and if we need them for something. So I'm really tempted to try to do my sort of sneak way here and run past all of it, but again, then we might just die and have to start over.
It's fun actually that.
And it's cool that it's viable. I feel like it's viable, a lot of these different versions.
It's fun that when sort of the word about the game when it was revealed was that, of course, a lot of the gaming magazines put out their Dark Souls fans to test that game, and everyone said, "Oh, well, it's more easy and it's lighter and it's more arcadey and stuff." I just feel, for someone who hasn't tried those games and beaten them, I just feel like it's hard. This is hard, man.
But it's also, I think that's sort of missing the point in a lot of ways. Maybe it is easier, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's just different, and maybe
people are desperate to measure it with the other games.
And I think that's sort of sad. It's like sometimes with shooters, everything gets measured against Call of Duty, and it's like, can we just talk about how the game is? And I think some people who has played Dark Souls might be disappointed, and some people who aren't might have a different feeling. But it's like, I don't know. I think, of course, some things we should compare to Dark Souls, but I feel just doing that is sort of giving the game a disservice, and also for people who haven't played Dark Souls, it's sort of useless.
Yeah.
And people who have played Dark Souls need to remember this is not Dark Souls. You're not getting Dark Souls. Maybe you'll get Dark Souls 3. I don't know, but
you will. That game sold well.
Don't just compare it to Dark Souls all the time. I think that's sort of.
It still boggles the mind how quickly From is getting this out.
Yeah.
I would have thought much later than February. Yeah. I mean, really. I mean, they released Dark Souls this year. I mean, last March.
Yeah. Let's see if we get them here. Yeah, we do.
Must have had 2 teams. Yeah, those guys are. I feel like they are really tricky.
The thing is, they're hard to sort of counter both of their attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe I would use the gun.
Oh shit! I almost fucked that up. Oh.
You got a lot of the health back, I'll give you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also playing a little bit too aggressive now, but I feel like...
we are actually short on time.
Yeah. And I'll see if it works. And also just show that that's sort of viable as well.
We want to show that different playstyles can be rewarded. That's sort of the point, I feel. Can you just shoot him? I mean, you have 20 bullets. Very nice. Do you know if using different weapons makes it a larger noise?
I don't know, and I don't know how much noise actually matters. I try to sort of experiment with that a little bit.
You jumped in too soon.
No, I didn't.
You know, because these guys, you're going to run into them almost immediately now. Run. See what I meant?
Yeah, but actually, okay. Yeah, it didn't work.
Can I try one time?
Yeah, for sure. I tried one time where I managed to just sort of roll through them.
Yeah.
And what happened for me a couple of times is I actually managed to use them as a shield against the gun guy.
Okay.
I was pretty unlucky there that they were exactly at the top of the stairs, because if you just sneak through there, it's actually perfect.
I'm gonna switch classes again.
Okay.
Because I was more comfortable with the axe class. So.
I think we should do 1 or 2 more runs either way, and then we'll stop here. And it's sort of sad if we don't get to see more of it, because there is more, but then that's the way it is.
That's the way the game is supposed to work.
Yeah.
I mean, there is that mystery.
I have to wait until the final game to see us fail even more.
Also, I think there's a reason why the alpha is only 3 hours long in the sessions that it is.
Yeah,
because
I know people who play through the alpha. I don't know if that was in one session, but play through it, the full alpha, with all 4 characters.
Really?
So and that was in 1 or 2 of the 2-hour sessions. I don't know if they managed to do it in one or they.
That's really impressive.
And I know there's videos out on the internet of people playing this, and they're a lot better than us. But that's sort of not the perspective we're going for. We're playing how we sort of.
And also
experience it as not as expert.
Both Nick has a bit more experience with the alpha itself, but both of us are relatively new to this kind of system.
Yeah.
I mean, Nick and I, we play our games very differently than Bloodborne wants you to play. So we're sort of adjusting the style here. And of course, the other part of it is that we are trying to show it to you.
Yeah. I will say I've sort of, as I tried to talk about in the beginning, I've sort of thought about getting into a game like this for a long time, and it's that thing of like wanting to be part of the experience from the beginning and having a new game, and also sort of wanting to experience the old ones. But it's also that thing that I have with some games where, for instance, I spend a lot of time with first-person shooters.
Me
and
too, yeah.
I like car games, not that much, but I could also see myself spending a lot of time with that. And, you know, I've never really played an MMO, and I've never really played, you know, Dota or League of Legends. Both because I'm not super interested in them, but also the sort of fear is if I get really interested in them, and the same goes with this, I know it will sort of consume my life, and I don't have time, not my life, to have multiple, you know, kinds of games in this way, sort of having to spend a lot of time with it.
No, I also have this system I've been working ever since I was a kid, actually, that you have one main game, and then you have one on the back burner. What was that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting really worked up about this.
But I'm looking forward to playing this.
I'm actually, the fun thing is, and I'm not even saying that's just for the sake of the stream, is that I was not expecting Drive Club to hook me like it have, just playing it from...
Drive Club?
No, sorry, Drive
Bloodborne.
Club. Bloodborne,
Yeah.
just from playing here.
I think you're experiencing what I did, where you had the frustration, but it still sort of gives you the feeling of like, I want to play this more. I want to sort of get further. I want to see what this world has to offer, and I'm definitely going to do this, do it with this game. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to sort of experience that when the game comes out.
The thing is, yeah, again, I've said it 1,000 times while we've been talking, is that I haven't played any From Software game ever for an extensive amount of time, but The only thing I can say is that this feels unlike anything I've ever played.
Yeah.
I mean, a diehard Souls fan probably won't say that.
But also, as you're talking about, a lot of fans of Dark Souls says this is different in this way and different in this way, so it is different.
It does feel.
But I think it's a great place for people to start if they've thought about playing Dark Souls or Demon
Yeah,
Souls.
I feel as well.
And also, like now,
I'm gonna jump in here, and I'm actually more excited for it than I thought it was gonna be, because Bloodborne is, let's be honest, despite the fact that it has a very hardcore sort of fan base, it has something to prove, and it comes out in the same month as another big Sony exclusive, The Order. So
it's gonna be interesting to see.
Really interesting how that month for PlayStation pans out.
I could really see one of those get delayed.
I think it's gonna be
because it's gonna be a lot insane.
So how did you get that? Okay, here he is.
I just walked into him.
There we go. He's gonna drop something. I want more blood vials. Please give me more blood vials. That guy over there has blood vials. No, that's pebbles.
Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to say is, the other thing for me is we're now on next gen on PS4 and Xbox One, and I don't feel like going back and playing on PS3, and it's perfect to sort of have a new IP, a new story, new world, and get it on the new console. Even though I'm still sort of tempted in a way to go back and play Demon Souls and Dark Souls. And some will say, oh, you played Dark Souls on the PC or something, but it's like, I'm a PS4 guy now, and I might get an Xbox One.
I might get an Xbox One as well. The thing is, I don't want to stretch my focus too thin. I mean, it's not because of fanboyism or anything like that. It's just I like dedicating myself to one sort of UI and infrastructure.
Yeah. But what I wanted to say is I think it's perfect to have a new story, a new world, a new game in that way on the new console, and that's when you get to experience this kind of game instead of trying to jump into a world where people sort of already know a lot, and it's sort of been discovered. I can't wait to be part of sort of experiencing this as it comes out, and not, I hope I get to play it early enough that I don't even have the option of looking sort of guides up or anything.
Yeah.
Something you would just have to sort. I think I won't do it even if I can, but I like not having the option.
Yeah,
this.
I feel the same way. It's just I want to go in fresh, completely fresh. We don't know who's gonna. I might be the one who reviews it. I think it's gonna be Philip, but I would even argue actually that we want someone to review Bloodborne who hasn't tried Demon Souls and Dark Souls, just to give it the benefit of the doubt that it's not that. It's a From Software game, but it's not necessarily a Souls game. I think that's the angle that you should be attacking it from. That it has heritage, but it's not.
I don't know.
I wouldn't call it a clone. It feels.
It's not at all a clone. I think the comparison I did with Respawn and Call of Duty is perfect, because Titanfall is also a first-person shooter. But just because it's the same main guys.
With the same type of weapons and all.
But it's like, just because you have a weapon where, like a game where there's dodge and melee weapons, doesn't mean it's the same game, But yeah, I think it's more important. I don't think it does matter whoever reviews it, and in the end, who reviews it doesn't matter. But I think it's more that it's something with a perspective that they don't think it's Dark Souls, and that they want to play it. That they have an interest in it. I don't think whether it's someone who has played Dark Souls or not, I don't think matters.
I think it's very sad that the other beasts aren't gonna let this guy in.
The thing I started thinking about with this guy was, I wonder if you could open the door and sort of let him fight with the other guys. Oh,
can I?
Oh, you're so dead. You're so dead.
I got some of my health back.
Yeah, just play it slow, I
want to get some of my health back, though.
Yeah, but I think stop using the bullets in this guy and just sort of play it safe, roll away. Way. And then wait. I think play even slower.
It's hard.
Yeah, I know, but it's like...
He doesn't play slower.
If we just play more safe...
So I'm going to play it into my corner. Now he's going to charge me next if he does what I think he will.
Yeah.
And then I back out and do the same thing again.
I think you should go even further away. Just take it slow.
There, he's gonna.
Because I think this is our last go of this.
See, so not yet. Now. I'm not gonna. There, and then he's ready. No, he's not ready.
Yeah,
Now
that's
he's ready.
exactly the right thing to do, where if you miss an attack, don't go like, oh, I wanted to damage him, and then go for
There he is.
another try, roll out.
Yeah. See, that wins much better because
Yeah.
then again, it's so easy to say, oh, the only way you beat him is with patience. But it really is the key. I mean, as you just said, just because he missed an attack on you is not the same that you should get an attack in on him.
And also just, it's very tempting, and I've done it a lot, where if you attack and then you sort of miss because you were a step too far back, you're sort of tempted to attack again to like, oh, I wanted to get my hit in. But that, I think, is what you shouldn't do. You should then be like, okay, it missed, wait for the next chance.
Indeed, yeah. So how far can I throw my Molotov? Because then I want to throw it over there now when they're gathered.
Meters. Try. Oh, see.
Yeah. Oh, that's so tough. Yeah.
Short
weapon.
I think.
Wait. They're gonna come for me. They're gonna come. You see, there's no real. Use too much health there.
Yeah.
So what am I
think
gonna?
you're still a little bit too impatient. Now the dog is coming.
No.
Yeah, it's barking.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. So how do I go about this? Because it attacks so fast. Here we go.
Here. I think that's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually, but it's very hard keeping it from taking just a little bite of my
Yeah, but I think his timing is like when he does it first attack, and then sort of.
These guys, I'm gonna see if I can't do this.
Nice. Perfect.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I think you were too close, though.
Yeah, and did you see how far he was from?
Yeah.
Not far from hitting me with, and the gun. The gun is I'm just gonna walk over there very slowly because those dogs are vicious.
Just remember that.
Now.
Yeah.
Done. And that guy hasn't seen me. He's standing with his back turned, looking up at what? Scavenge belongings.
But I think that's the very zombie sort of thing. Some of them are just sort of standing, zoning out, you know.
Yeah, some of them are passive, and I think the cruel thing is you don't know which ones are going to be passive.
You don't know if they're, and some of them are passive, and then all of a sudden turns around.
So we did what we wanted to do. We're reaching this area again. Do you want to play out the ally?
I think you should do this.
Do you feel like we should play out the ally, make him attack, and
I think you should, but I think you should help him. That's what I did, and that worked really well. I got past this by letting him attack them, and then sort of being behind him and sort of helping him. So he doing damage when I could, and sort of if he was about to get his ass kicked, go in and do an attack so he sort of gets his footing back.
Yeah, because what I want to do, I want to throw a Molotov cocktail at them, like this.
Do that. Yeah, that's really fun. But see, that's also... Oh, now you wasted all your Molotovs and you have that thing on you.
It's very fast.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, I mean, it's easy to be smart afterwards.
No, yeah, but what
I think you need to use him way more as your shield. And sort of attack them behind them. Yeah, like that. And see now... Oh, okay, he survived.
Yeah, but the thing is, I want to get them like this. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that is not how I wanted to do this.
You're using that gun a lot.
I also have a lot of bullets for it.
Yeah, not anymore.
I don't want to die.
I think you're focusing too much on the gun instead of going in and getting. You need to.
Yeah,
use,
I'm not.
You need to use some health potion.
Yeah, because now I'm not thinking of our long-term plan. I'm just. I want to get far.
But also, you're thinking too much about the gun.
No, because we want to get far.
Yeah, but I think you're focusing too much and trying to do a little bit damage with that, where it's better to sort of focus on getting in and doing an attack with your melee weapon, and sort of getting into that groove of how that works as well. Because now you're running out of bullets, and yeah.
So is he gonna continue with us? He looks very cool.
Yeah.
But I'm.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna say a little bit. There's a guy over here at the end of the bridge. You can see here.
Yeah, I can see him.
That's sort of the next thing you need to do. I think so. Try to do that.
But is he gonna accompany me?
He didn't run with me. I tried to sort of.
You bastard!
I didn't know he was there, by the way.
Thank you for that.
That was not. I didn't know he was there, so it wasn't trying to trick you. But what I want to say is, I actually tried to sort of get him over to this guy, so I would get help, and that didn't really work for me.
There's also something down here.
Yeah, you can check more areas out if you want.
It's very dark.
Yeah.
No. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Also, we have
nice.
the oil
Whoa!
urn now, and I never got to try what that actually does. I think that is a perfect way of ending this, actually.
Yeah.
Because it's going to take a while to get back to it.
Yeah.
As well.
So,
I would
what
want to say,
have we learned?
Well, we didn't get further than I did the first time I played. But,
is this video, when we put this video up, is it going to be called something like Magnus and Nick suck at Bloodborne?
I think it's going to be Nick did better at Bloodborne when Magnus wasn't there.
Yeah. I'm pulling down the collective ability
I'm
level.
sort of sad we didn't get to see the next boss, mini boss, because he was sort of cool.
Well, thanks for shit. Oh. You're going to need a beat there.
Yeah.
So, if you go at it from that angle that I'm new to the franchise, I really like it. But then again, I'm very easily impressed.
But I'm in the same situation. I haven't played these kinds of games a lot, and I then had my chance with the previous days of the alpha, and it's sort of I think it, and the stuff I know now is just because I played it before and you haven't. But I think it's very cool as well.
I do think from an alpha standpoint, I really do like that they throw you into it without any sort of explanation, because we're sitting here discussing how things are supposed to work, and we didn't do that when we played Destiny or any other game, because
a little bit actually.
No, because there's so much hand-holding in games these days.
But there's not.
In the Vault of Glass.
But also just like if you notice, actually Destiny. I don't know if that's the perfect game for that, but there's a lot of stuff that isn't explained in that game. But yeah, I think it's. I was sort of a little bit annoyed in the beginning with that there was like you're not even going to say how the how the controls are, but I actually enjoyed having to experience that, sort of figuring that out, and I hope that's how it's going to be in the final game, that they're not going to explain a lot more than this, because I really enjoyed figuring out the stats for your character, like what kind of character he is, and tactics and all that stuff. I think that's it for now. Keep watching TR TV for more, and read up on the site and stuff.
And look out for the Bloodborne review in February.
We'll look out for Bloodborne the game. I hope it's going to be a lot of fun. It looks like it so far, at least. Yeah. Thank you for joining me, Magnus. And
thank you.
See you another time.
Bye.